Lynn Hamilton, a trailblazing actress whose warm presence and commanding performances brought depth and grace to every role she touched, has sadly passed away at the age of 95. Known widely for her unforgettable portrayal of Donna Harris, the compassionate and level-headed nurse who stole Fred Sanford's heart on the beloved 1970s sitcom Sanford and Son. Hamilton's death on Thursday, June 19th, left a deep void in the hearts of those who admired her work and the gentle spirit she brought to the world. Her family confirmed that she passed peacefully of natural causes, surrounded by those who loved and cherished her the most. It was a quiet, dignified farewell to a woman who spent her entire life lighting up stages and screens across America. The news of her passing was confirmed by her former manager and publicist, Reverend Calvin Carson, who paid a heartfelt tribute on Instagram. Carson's words didn't merely announce the end of a life. They painted a moving portrait of a woman whose life had touched countless others through both her artistry and her humanity. With profound gratitude and admiration, we celebrate the extraordinary life of iconic actress Alzenia Lynn Hamilton Jenkins, he wrote. Her remarkable legacy continues to uplift and inspire. It's hard to capture a life so expansive in a single sentence. But Carson's words came close, serving as a beacon of remembrance for an artist who spent more than half a century contributing to American culture through film, stage, and television. Born Alzenia Hamilton on April 25, 1929, in Yazoo City, Lynn would eventually move to Chicago, where she spent the majority of her youth. The daughter of hardworking parents who deeply valued education and community, Lynn was instilled early on with a strong sense of determination and dignity. Though the world of entertainment may have seemed distant for a young black girl growing up in the Jim Crow era, Lynn harbored a dream that could not be extinguished, a dream to act, to perform, and to tell stories that mattered. She found early inspiration in the few African-American actors who had broken through in an era of tremendous racial barriers. Yet even from a young age, it was clear she had a voice and a presence that demanded to be heard. She pursued her passion relentlessly. Studying acting at Goodman Theater in Chicago, one of the country's oldest and most respected performing arts institutions, her talents quickly caught the attention of theater producers. And by the late 1950s, she had begun carving a place for herself in a highly competitive field. She worked tirelessly in regional theater productions before transitioning into television and film. At a time when roles for African-American actresses were limited, often stereotypical, or simply non-existent, Hamilton chose parts that carried weight and integrity, refusing to settle for anything that didn't reflect her own standards of dignity and excellence. Throughout the 1960s and into the 1970s, Lynn appeared in a wide array of TV series, showcasing her versatility and nuanced acting style. From Gunsmoke to The Waltons, The Rockford Files to Mission Impossible, she became one of the few African-American actresses of her time to maintain a consistent presence on mainstream television. However, it was in 1972 that she landed the role that would forever cement her place in pop culture history: Donna Harris on Sanford and Son. As Fred Sanford's love interest, Hamilton brought an emotional depth to a show that was often known more for its comedy than its sentimentality. Her interactions with Red Fox, who played the cantankerous and lovable Fred, were full of chemistry, wit, and surprising tenderness. Donna wasn't just a supporting character. She was a grounding presence in Fred's chaotic world, someone who balanced his eccentricities with warmth and wisdom. Fans across the nation embraced her portrayal. She wasn't just playing a role, she was representing an image of Black womanhood that had long been missing from the screen. Nurturing but strong, intelligent but unpretentious, patient but never passive. Hamilton's Donna was a modern woman working as a nurse, navigating a relationship with a difficult man, and doing it all with grace. In an era when Black actresses were often relegated to the background, Lynn stood tall, making her voice and presence undeniable. Carson's tribute also honored her work beyond Sanford and Son, naming her impactful performances in Roots, The Next Generation, Dangerous Women, and a host of other important projects. These weren't just acting credits. They were contributions to the evolving narrative of Black visibility in American media. Hamilton also left a considerable mark in theater, often collaborating with her beloved husband, Frank S. Jenkins, whom she married early in her career. Their love story was one built not just on affection, but on shared creative vision. Together, they worked on a variety of stage productions, blending their personal and professional lives in a way that few couples managed successfully. Plays such as Nobody and the Burt Williams story were more than just performances. They were artistic statements rooted in cultural history and storytelling that mattered. Through these works, Hamilton and Jenkins used the theater as a space for dialogue, healing, and visibility. Their partnership stood as a rare example of enduring love and creative collaboration, something Carson poignantly remembered in his farewell message. Their partnership was a shining example of creativity, love, and dedication. And it's true. Behind the stage lights and television cameras was a woman deeply in love with her husband, her craft, and her community. As the news of Lynn's passing spread, fans took to social media to share their grief and gratitude. Fun X, formerly known as Twitter, tributes poured in from viewers who had grown up watching her on screen. She was on a lot of TV shows back in the day. A wonderful actress, one user wrote. Another posted, loved her on the Waltons. Many others echoed the sentiment that even in her later years, it was comforting just to know that Lynn Hamilton was still around, still a living thread connecting generations of television watchers to a golden age of sitcoms and dramas. She was the kind of actress who never had to shout to be heard, wrote one fan. Her presence spoke volumes. Another remembered how her performance in Sanford and Son helped them understand the meaning of mature love and emotional restraint. She was the calm in Fred's storm, they wrote. She made you believe in the possibility of patience and understanding even when everything around you is chaos. Hamilton's legacy doesn't just live on in reruns and YouTube clips, it endures in the lives she touched. The stereotypes she dismantled and the doors she helped open for future generations of Black actresses. She proved that representation didn't have to be loud or performative, could be subtle, lived in, deeply felt. Every glance, every line delivery, every quiet scene she played was a declaration of worth, dignity, and humanity. Her passing marks more than the loss of a cherished actress, signifies the end of a chapter in American television and cultural history. Yet, as Rev Carson so aptly noted, Lynn's story doesn't end here. Her work continues to live on in classrooms, in living rooms, in theater spaces, and online archives. Her performances will be revisited by aspiring actors, researchers, fans, and families who find themselves drawn to her effortless warmth and emotional precision. It's hard to summarize a life like Lynn Hamilton's without feeling like something essential is being left out. There are no doubt countless stories, quiet acts of kindness, backstage laughs, moments of mentorship, and everyday heroism that may never be fully known by the public. But those who knew her best, who shared stages and dinner tables with her, who worked beside her in rehearsal halls and on film sets, will carry those memories forward. She may no longer walk among us, but the grace she carried, the light she shared, continues to ripple outward in immeasurable ways. In remembering Lynn Hamilton, we are reminded not just of her remarkable talent, but of the resilience and integrity with which she lived. She weathered decades of change in an industry that often fails to make space for women like her, and yet she not only survived, she thrived. With a career that spanned more than 50 years, a marriage that reflected deep mutual respect and artistic synergy, and a legacy that continues to inspire, Hamilton leaves behind a life well lived and a name well learned.